going on, everybody? My name is Charlie, the creator of the Vanquishers TCG, and we got a couple of updates we want to show you guys. I know that the scene looks a little bit different than normal. I'm still here with the developers. We want to go ahead and go over some of the products that we got. We got a couple of products in, and we want to share that with everybody that has been tuned in with us. And I know a lot of it's been digital beta testings and digital showings that we've been showing you guys, but because of COVID, we were trying to play it safe and make sure that everybody was in a safe haven, and that we were making sure that we were still progressing with the game and still showing you guys what we got going on. So like I said, we got a couple of products in to kind of show you guys what we're going to be using for live beta testings in events and other showcases and stuff like that. We're going to go on ahead and show you guys exclusively what it is that we're going to be offering. Especially a lot of these items will be offered as well during our Kickstarter campaign once we launch that. When are we launching that, Jason?
We're going to be doing that at the end of March, end of the first quarter of
2021, roughly around March. We're still kind of ironing out the time and the dates exactly, but once we get that, stay tuned. Trust me, we'll be updating you guys on exact time frames and dates. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves for those that are probably first tuning in or checking us out. My name again is Charlie Correa. I am the creator and developer for the Vanquishers TCG.
Hey guys, I'm Jason, part of the marketing team, making sure to communicate with the social media platforms and everybody out there. We'll be reaching out, trying to find out people that would like to test play, beta play, and things of that nature in the future. So do go to our website and make sure you register for the newsletter so you can sign up for that.
Hey, I'm Jose. I am the web and app developer for the Vanquishers.
Hey guys, I'm Brandon, and I am a game balancer for Vanquishers.
So now that you guys see us here with the developers, let's go ahead and talk about a few changes. We had quite a few suggestions and feedback from the community, and we want to let you guys know that we are listening, and we are obviously paying attention to what you guys are requesting and recommending. So we had a couple of changes on a few of our cards, like our item cards, ability cards, and our power-up cards. So we were suggested, if we were to place colors on there, it might help people rapidly identify what type of card it is. We sat back, us and the developers put together a color code type system, and we managed to put that on some of the cards. So today we're going to actually showcase one of the changes on the cards. We'll probably later on in the near state of the games showcase a couple of more color changes, but just to know that each class category, power-ups, abilities, or item cards. So these cards will have three core colors. Three major core colors, and then the ability cards will have the branches of colors based off of the energy classes. So dark, light, solar, and so on. Those will have subcategory classes, and then of course hero items will have its own little subcolor category. We're gonna go ahead and transition into the board real quick, just for a few minutes, and after that we're going ahead and talk about the new items and products that we got in. Okay. All right, Brandon, go ahead and show them the changes that happened on the new cards. So some of the suggestions that we actually had on these cards, Brandon's gonna go ahead and go through now.
All right, guys. So real quick, I'm going to show you some of these changes that we've had on the card. The first one, as Charlie mentioned, is over here. If you look at the original Crimson Rifle on the left here, we had the item right here. And if you look at the new card, you'll see that the item was moved over here to the top right, and it's now in a color code. So for this particular item card, it is green. The other change that we want to go over real quick is if you look over here on the right card, the Crimson Rifle, you'll see right here that we have now added a range indicator to this card. And I think that about covers all the changes that we've had.
Yeah, so we want to make it very clear that everyone that is given suggestions, we are listening and we are adding to these cards. So as a community, we're developing, and we're still under development as far as how the cards are laid out and what's easier and better, that you guys feel that's easier and better. And we're making those changes. That's pretty much it on those cards there, right, Brandon?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start getting ready to showcase the actual cards. So just give us one moment here, and we'll go ahead and get that ready for you guys. Okay, so we're going to go on ahead and start showcasing here the actual products that we got. Now, I know it's over here on this side here. Brandon, Jay, can we get the camera shot down a little bit? There we go. There we go. Okay. So what you guys see in front of you are the actual physical products that we ended up getting developed. So on here, on this left side here, you'll see that it has our Saigon. So Saigon ends up, we have our starter decks. So these will end up being the starter decks that we'll end up using for our, let me get that, try to see if I can get that in focus. So these are what the starter decks look like. So these are the actual box itself that is completely sealed. So you will end up getting it sealed into the box. On the back, we'll have information on the actual cards, like what cards are included, what to expect into the deck, and it comes with a little bio stat that we'll show you on another product that we ended up developing under kind of like a pre-beta. So over here, and I know I'm sounding a little bit far away from the mic a little bit because I'm kind of pushing myself front and back as I'm disclosing this information here. So as you can see here, we have booster packs as well that we're expecting to get developed with our products. So I know it looks a little bit dark here, but these here will end up being the booster packs that will be assorted randomly. So Cyber will have the same exact series. So Cyber will have her starter decks. Cyber will have her cards that will come sealed within the starter decks itself, and then her booster packs. So keep in mind that the booster packs, as of right now, will be totally random. Okay, the booster packs will be random with every assortment card that would be available within the series. Now, we had a couple of ideas where maybe we could potentially get booster packs that are pertaining to the heroes specifically, but a bunch of other elemental additives as far as weaponry, but like abilities. Like maybe if you ended up with a conjurer starter deck or a conjurer booster pack that will come with more conjurer things. Don't know how you guys feel about that. If you guys would like for something like that, maybe we could finagle and put that within our system. But as of right now, the decisions that we have kind of made and where we want to go with is kind of having it totally random. Like the cover of the image is just going to be an image cover, and what you get inside the randoms booster packs will be totally random. We're going to actually open some of the cards. Is that all right, Jason?
And I just want to say, what you see this box, this is the box that one of these, this is basically the starter set deck, and it would be in this box. So that's, when you're seeing this, you're seeing what's inside the box, basically right here on these sealed packages right here.
I believe we're going to start opening. Jason, could you go ahead and open one of those starter decks there? So Jason's going to go ahead and open up Cyber starter deck. So I know that you guys saw the showcasing from the last day of the game, the battle between Brandon and Jason.
That battle was unfortunate, by the way. I'm looking for my
for your revenge.
Yeah, exactly.
So while Jason going ahead, now these are obviously sealed pretty well because Jason's kind of struggling a little bit. Okay, so while Jason's going ahead and take care of that, let me go ahead and show you guys a couple of other things about this that will be included. So when you do get the starter deck, and you do get one of the starter decks, you'll end up with one of these starter boxes. The actual cards will be inside of the actual box itself, okay? Then you'll also be getting your dice. Obviously, you'll need your dice for the combat system. That was actually showcased. And these here are the cubes. Now, these cubes here are the cubes that they use to keep track of their life points. So the green is obviously for the storage energy. That will be placed here. Then, of course, your life point cube will be the red one, and then your energy shield cubes. So these will be the cubes that will be added with it to be able to keep track of your life points on the board while you're keeping track of the system here. So it looks like Jason got the pack open. So Jason's going to go ahead and unravel the actual Cyber starter deck. Right, and he's going to kind of show you what we got going on here.
I'm going to go ahead and rip that one open. It took me a few moments there. Okay. So this is the starter deck for Cyber. And as you can see, the cards here start off their assassin abilities as we go. And as you see, the whole deck is set up for her to start off. These are the same deck that we started off initially with her when we did the battle with me and Brandon. So this is the same deck that I used to battle Brandon.
So when we showcase these cards, we're also going to be, they'll also be the ones that'll be physically handed during the beta test. So these are just some of the actual cards, from abilities to her signature weapon there. Of course, you'll have your energies that are used to actually play the cards with. You'll end up having your weaponry, which you got a couple of grenades here, which I don't know if you guys ended up getting to use your grenades yet.
I did get a grenade in the battle, but I gave it to the exile pile so I could power up.
So,
yeah, I also had a grenade, and I was planning on using it. I just never got that far.
So these grenades are critical, man, for instant damage. So they must have got it early. He must have gotten it early.
Yeah, I got it early. Before
Here
I
goes
got
these
this.
deadly daggers that Jason unfortunately decimated the guy that developed these daggers with. The actual Suros blade, we got the energy katana, and there's a couple of your energy cards, and then these here are the trap indicator cards that we were talking about. So these here are the trap indicator cards. These are the cards that you'll place on the actual trap card. So here's the 4-point, and then here goes the 3-point indicator. We're also including 4 of these cards in case of multiple traps, and then this here is the actual turn order card that was being played on the actual game itself. And then at the back of the turn order card, which I have upside down, this will actually be the key gen. This here will be the key gen to let you know what all the icons represent on every single card here. So these boxes are actually fairly decent size. As you can see, in comparison to the cards itself, you got a good ways, a good couple of inches around to be able to put sleeves and everything in there. They should be able to fit perfectly within the box and sealed in with no major issues. But we're going to go ahead and show you an example. And actually, it's funny that question was mentioned. So these were the designs that we actually decided to go with. These actual boxes are pretty hard and sturdy. But there was a previous design we actually decided to opt out of, but because of pricing reasons, and if that's not too much of an issue, we'll be more than happy to go with this route. So this was the actual first prototypes that we ended up having. Now, as you can see, the box is significantly wider, okay? The box is significantly wider. So what these were actually designed to do was, let me go ahead and put the Cyber starter deck down real quick. So in this Saigon first series that we ended up releasing, when you open the box up, so inside will have a little indicator of like old school stat values of what Saigon's really good about, more background and lore of how to play with him in the actual starter deck. So as you can see, the cards are kind of loose in here, and here was an actual extra pouch slot here. So what we were initiating for this extra slot is to be able to keep and carry your hardware with you. So if you actually had hardware, you could have carried your hardware. So as you can see, the actual spacing in here is roughly around the same spacing that you will end up getting with the actual deck. So I believe you should have plenty of space to put sleeves in here, and it shouldn't cause too much of a problem. So these boxes are pretty sturdy. They're actually pretty strong and sturdy, so that should not be too much of an issue. But like I said, this was the initial idea of what we were going for, which was to carry your hardware with you with the setup rather than just having the box. Now the prices will vary. We're trying to get this very to a point where we can get people to be able to get and support the game without needing to spend a little too much on the actual boxes. But if that's something you guys definitely are interested in, we'll be more than happy to arrange that, to make that a factor. And with that being said, we also intend to come out with foils. We do have a foil deck series that we do plan on coming out with our cards. So as you can see here, we actually have a foiled, I don't know how well this can be shown, but we actually have a foil piece of the Crimson Rifle. So in our series, we do have some of the weaponry that will be foiled, and you'll be able to get, and the foils itself will have a slight boost. Now these are items that we consider in our universe. Here goes a dimensional gauntlet from Saigon that we've seen in the previous game online. So these actual foils will have a slight boost. Now these are considered unique items. So the unique items, the unique weaponries will actually have a small, but not too much of a stat boost. Usually like a 1-point difference, maybe slightly stronger with a slightly more damage or resistance, whatever they'll end up having there. But that's typically the way our foils are going to work in our universe. In the rules, it states that you can have 4 of the same cards of the same type, same name. So this would unfortunately remove one of those 4 if it's the same name, same type. But these are slightly stronger, so that would be the difference between the two.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other part on this is with the product that we have here, we showed you the cards, showed you the boxes, our prototype boxes. We also have the board here. I know it's kind of usually a board isn't something people focus on a lot, but with this board, we made a duality with it where you have your gameplay basic setup of information of how to play on the back of this board. So Charlie's going to show us a board, and he's going to flip it over and show you how you can have all your rules with you, with your hardware, and as you move.
Yeah, so not only we would include your quick rule card, but you'll also end up getting with your board, so here's another example of another board. So with your board, on the actual back end of the board, like I explained from the previous state of the game, you'll end up having the complete rules. Now these are the basic rules. These would be the basic rules that we printed. I know the lighting is it's very glossy, so it's shimmering a little bit. So these here would be the complete rules that you'll be able to review, and you'll end up having with the actual game board on the go. So it'll be on the back end, that way you can review the complete gameplay, and then you'll end up having the actual board with it. So that was something that we did include onto the actual board, which was also another suggestion by the community. Something that the community ended up coming up with why don't you put a board together rather than having a rule book that everyone can carry around. And that was actually a well thought out idea, and that we managed to put together on the actual back end of these boards. Now we do have an advanced mode. Now advanced modes, unfortunately, due to the complexity of it, the only way we're actually going to end up having it right now would end up being digital download, or you'll be able to access through our website at www.vanquisherstcg.com once it's available.
Also, I'll say once we get the app where it needs to go, I'm sure that we're going to have Jose put it on the app so you can just pull it up on the app.
Okay, so on that note, with these cards that are going to be coming out, we are going to be doing live gameplay just so that way we notate. We are making changes to the cards actively. Now, I know we got these cards currently in, but the changes are more cosmetic rather than gameplay effects. So if ever there was to be gameplay effects, and anything detrimental to the actual game, we'll end up making changes in the meantime. We try to beta test. This is why we do digital beta testing, to make sure that when it's a change that we want, we make sure that we beta test it digitally before we go out and get the tangible cards, to be able to get the community to beta test these things for us. We want to let you guys know that we appreciate your support, hands down. Everybody that tunes in and that's giving us feedback, it's, we're listening. Let me just let you guys know that we are listening. So just the more feedback we get, the better that we can make this product, because we know that you guys are going to want this product. This game is awesome, it's fun, it's amazing, and we know that once you guys get your hands on it, you're going to think exactly the same. So this is why we're going to be giving you guys the opportunity to run it during our Kickstarter. We're going to be running a beta campaign for you guys during the Kickstarter. That way you guys can get your hands physically on these cards and be able to beta test the game and still give feedback to us to help us during the R&D and the development side of this stuff. So we're putting a lot of work into this. Keep in mind, once again, like Jason says, we are 9-to-5 guys. We're regular old Joes with regular old jobs, and this is the stuff that we do on our downtime. So we're trying to make this our job, and if we can definitely make this our job, trust us when we tell you perfection is what we go for. Quality control, the quality of the cards. I wish I can get you guys to actually physically touch these cards. I wish I can get you guys to actually see what these cards actually look like, because I'm sure the camera's showing no justice.
Yeah, and what I'm going to say right now is, with the Kickstarter coming up and everything like that, we want as many people as we can get into this to test play the game. So we're going to all be opening up the testing ability on the simulator. If somebody has the tabletop simulator game on Steam, we're going to be opening up the servers. We want to see what times and days and stuff like that would work for people. So the more people that subscribe to our website through the newsletter, we can see who would like to test play, who would like to be part of the growth of seeing how this gameplay goes. When we look at everything, we are really trying to interact with the community on this game. Okay?
Yeah, so we'll be sending an email out letting everybody know that has subscribed to our newsletter that we're going to be in open beta for the tabletop simulator. So if you do have a PC, unfortunately it's only for PC at the current moment, but we're working on other means. But in the meantime, we're exclusively going to be doing this on PCs, but you will need the tabletop simulator
to
test play the game. Yeah, we don't work for Tabletop Simulator. This is not, we're not sponsored by them in any way, shape, or form, but we built our game simulated around that program. So you will need that program in order to play and beta test the gameplay.
And if you really are interested in playing and you can't get it, but you do have Steam, communicate. You have a computer that can run Steam. Communicate that when you get the newsletter. You can email and message us on all social media or through the email web links, and just let us know, and we can see what we can do on our end to get the ability to test play the game to you guys.
So remember, go to our website. If you have not yet please register to our actual newsletter. That way you can get all these exclusive content, get exclusive changes and updates on what we're doing. We also got a merch store. Every dollar that goes into the product that you guys are donating to get merchandise from us is going back into this game. Nothing's going into anybody's pockets, 100% back into the production.
Yeah, definitely want everybody to spread the word. Let everybody know. We're over 600 followers on Instagram. Everything's building on those platforms, but we do really need everybody to start spreading the word and sending it to their friends, family, community that play card games, and just let them know, hey, check this out.
Dang, 600? 600. We actually kind of started pretty recently and got 600 likes, guys. I mean, y'all.
600 followers.
I ain't gonna take it to the head, but I'm almost like, yo, we must be doing kind of something right. I don't know.
Our goal is to hit 1,000 next, and that's what we're focusing on, to get the eyes on more people. If anybody knows anyone that would be in in a place of wanting to test play, review the game, also let us know that information as well, so we can reach out and see who might be a candidate to review our game and give us feedback.
Okay, so on our website we kind of show the game modes. It's kind of more so title them. We don't actually have them completed because we're still under R&D on a lot of the other game modes that are pertaining to the game. But just know that we have a huge expansions that we plan on doing with this game. We don't want to really cover the exact game modes for it, but as we unveiled on the previous state of the game, this will be a multiplayer game. So one of the game modes will be multiplayer. So you'll be able to play alongside with a friend up against another player alongside with their friends, and your decks will help support or help strengthen each other or work solos and battle against the other team's deck. So we do have that planned out, up to 3 players, 3v3, and like I said, we're still under working the kinks of that stuff. But if you register and everybody else register to our newsletter, when we're ready to do an open beta on those new game modes, you can get an exclusive invite to help us beta test these game modes, because it would need multiple hands and multiple people with experience that has already played the previous game mode to understand, with some knowledge, to be able to give us more insights on how to advance this game mode into a better progression.
No, I'd just say definitely on a competitive tip, we are, initially we're coming out with a 1v1 style of play, but like Charlie said, it is going to go into a multiplayer version, and that's the part where we're going to have boosters that are going to give abilities for your deck to assist your teammates, things of that nature, because we're actually trying to go all the way to where you can do 3 versus 3s with your friends against another 3 friends.
Yeah. So we do have multiple game modes. I could let you know for sure that there's 4 game modes. Now that's 2 that we've covered out of the 4. That everything will be backwards compatible. The ingenuity and the research and development that we're doing with every game mode, we are very we're analyzing everything very critically to make sure that with the new game mode, can the other cards from the other game modes work with these game modes, and everything backwards. So we're trying to make it to where everything is cross-platform. If you ended up dipping into the 1v1 modes and you wanted to play our incursion mode, you should be able to. And if you wanted to play during the Warzone modes, you should be able to. So that's the goal, and that's what we're always working on, and we're trying to make sure we're refining everything from that.
We're definitely building for a bigger picture. For the consumer on that end has so many different aspects of playing the game and different gameplays and ways, and you might do 1v1, but you might have a bunch of friends over, and you'll have other options, and not just 1v1, 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 and everyone's kind of to their side, but everybody can interact together and play together. It's like, in a way, we're mixing trading card games with board games. In a way, we want you to have that community, that connection with everyone you play with, not just 1v1 and then you have your friends on the side watching that 1v1. That is the initial setup, but as it goes, you're going to be having a more communal kind of battle like you would have on like a war. Warzone is one of our gameplays, so it's going to be great for the consumer. So you're going to be able to interact, play with your friends, and come up with different strategies and tactics on how you guys are going to win this battle. And it's going to be really great for everybody.
If you have any other questions, or anybody else that's viewing this a little later, feel free to email us. Feel free to even respond to the video at the bottom, and let us know what your feedback is and what you what you feel about the products that we've actually showcased today, and how you feel about the products. If the boxes, like we said, box 1, the smaller one, would that be sufficient for you guys? Would box 2 be a better?
So
I'll go ahead and bring it. I'll bring the camera down real quick. Hold on. Oh. We went to Jose. Let's go down a little bit. Let's go down a little bit. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down.
So box 1 here is the one that we currently just got in. This is the newest version of the box that we have set up. And then we also have the prototype, which has the slot to hold the
hardware. Yeah, essentially the hardware
for your gameplay. So if you like 1, you can let us know 1. If you like 2, you can let us know 2.
And just to keep in mind, the box size inside here to put your cards in are equivalent to both. So the spacing will be the same, even though there's an insert that divides the hardware slot in here. The card slot size should be the same. So sleeves should not be an issue. We will definitely get a set of sleeves. I believe we have some here in the studio. We could probably get a set of sleeves, and we will throw a couple of cards in there and put it inside these boxes and see how they fit. And then we'll also do a little showcasing onto showing you guys on what that looks like in the boxes. Yeah, so go ahead and leave that comment. We're always monitoring our social media, and we're always responding to everybody. So we really do appreciate all your guys' support. Again, we need the community support to make this as big as we know it is, and as big as it's going to be. Brandon, do you have anything to top off on this besides that you want revenge on Jason?
No, that's about it. Can't wait.
All right, so you guys see Big B behind us right here on the actual screen monitoring.
That's why we call him Big.
That's why we call him Big.
I'm always watching.
He's always.
It's over my shoulder. Is this my good shoulder or is it my bad?
I'm the good conscience.
So I don't know. Usually the good conscience is on the right? So you are my good conscience, technically based off of the display. So Jason, he's your bad omen right now.
Well, he's lurking.
He's lurking.
On me. I'm gonna get him though. Don't worry.
All right, everybody. So again, we really do appreciate you guys' support. Leave feedback. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the star button, hit the thumbs up button, all those little icons except the unfriend me, unfollow, and all that other ones. You want to ignore those, but definitely hit all the other icons, all right? So we really do appreciate your guys' support. 100%. Vanquishers.
Out.
Out.
All right.
Out.